first to warmly welcome me into the division and later became a constant source of support in my role as a Tier 2 commissioner. In 2011, I had the proud honor of presenting Jim with the Tier 2 trophy when the Edmonton Wizards won division and the provincials 2-0 against the Medicine Hat Sun Devils. Lacrosse season truly revolved around the Wizards for Jim. He gave everything he had to support them and to help grow the game we all love. In 2015, Jim had to step away from lacrosse due to health issues, and it was a sad day for all of us. The arena was never quite the same without him. Jim earned the respect of everyone in Tier 2 North, teams, coaches, and fans alike, because he treated everyone with genuine kindness and respect. Jim Andrews was a legend in every sense of the word, and he will deeply be missed. Sincerely, Rob. Okay, we'll do a moment of silence. All right, let's play the game, boys.
Well, good morning and welcome inside the Nexor Center here in Sylvan Lake. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action for this first game of the crossover weekend between the Mountain View Stingers and the Edmonton Warriors. It's a pleasure for you to join us here on NetFront Sports. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, be notified every time we go live all season long. And, of course, for every game here during the crossover weekend. Both these teams, their first look at action here this season. It's going to be Florence versus Nestor lining up in the dot. And away we go. Ball is out. Warriors looking to pick up the first possession right in front of their own bench. A little spin move as they move over into the left side. The Warriors regain possession, looking down low, quick shot, and an early stop. Stingers looking to move back, left to right. The Stingers wearing the black with the white. Well, I don't know if it's black with white stripes or white with black stripes. I mean, you can kind of take your pick there. The Warriors wearing their road whites with the red and the gold trim, as the South teams will play the home today, and then the North teams will be home teams tomorrow. As a nice early shot there from the Warriors that went off the post. Warriors maintaining possession, moving it around the outside, looking far side boards. Coming right to the top, rips a shot, and that's an easy save made. Regain possession, fresh 30 to work with. Warriors trying to push in. The Stingers knock it loose as they're going to run it right through the middle of the floor. That's Coleman. Coleman runs it and tries to bounce it off the floor, and it just lands just in front of the goaltender's feet. However, the Stingers maintaining possession. Minute and a half into this one. Get another shot off. Bouncing ball going to be picked up in the mid by the Stingers. Rips, fires, and scores! And Ballaston, Miles Ballaston with the early goal for the Stingers. to make it 1-0. The Stingers striking early. A minute 37 here into the opening game of the weekend. Warriors with the ball. They're going to run it into the zone. It gets knocked loose, and picking up is Schultz. Schultz gets it knocked out of his stick, but the Warriors maintain possession. Looking from the outside with it now is Nestor. Nestor gets a shot off. It doesn't get on net. Shot clock continues to count down at 10, as that's going to end up in the netting and be awarded possession back to the Stingers. Stingers running through center, gets knocked down. A bit of a high hit, but play is going to continue. As that one stays in the middle, as that one gets passed all the way up. Warriors look for another quick shot as Nestor gets one off. Easy save. Just throws the arm up. Ball in the middle for Carr. The assistant captain checking his 6. No pun intended, because he wears number 6. Just making sure everybody gets back on the floor as it finds its way over to Florence. Florence looking to wind up on the outside. He's going to get knocked down. Ball comes loose. The Warriors back right to left with it. Cutting in is Beeler. And a behind the net jumping shot. And what a goal from Avery Stenson. Finding a way to keep his feet out of the crease. And what a goal from Stenson. Just under 3 minutes gone by, 1-1, as the Warriors find a way to respond quickly. Is they're going to say that the Stingers jumped the face-off? I didn't quite see that, but now the Warriors have the numbers on the other side, as that one ended up bouncing out of Osmond's stick and off the glass, as now that one is going to go all the way down the floor and picked up by the Warriors. Warriors back right to left. Back over in Stinger zone. Is Tyson Smith trying to clear some space. Using the body well. It's in down low, and that was a pass intended for Smith. Went off of his stick and almost on net. Is again, the Warriors try the same thing this time. Ballantyne couldn't find the back of the net. Ball still loose. There's a fresh 30 to work with, though, for the Warriors. As that one misses, and now it's Smith. Bench yelling at the Warriors to slow it down and not make any critical mistakes here. 4 seconds on the shot clock. They get another one off. That one misses, and the 30-second shot clock will come to an expiry. They're going to award this back to the Stingers off of that. Nice job by the Stingers to ensure the Warriors couldn't get anything on net there, as that one pops right up to Carr. Carr has a lane in. He elected to pass it in the split second that I was checking the back of the play. As now Wine fires one just wide. Is Miles Ballaston, as that one's going to end up going all the way back down. It's going to be Schultz that gets it restarted for the Warriors. Schultz, little spin move. Warriors doing a nice job moving it around the outside. They're just having some difficulties early on here. Cutting it in down low. There's now some space, and that one ends up right in the crest. And second chance opportunity for Ballantyne goes in. The Warriors take their first lead of this one. An impressive effort. As the Stingers look to make something happen here, try and find their way back into a tie. He gets knocked down. Warriors with possession through center. Moving it in is Stenson. Stenson slows it down just inside. Dishes off, now over far side boards. Finding a lane, second chance opportunity. Nice initial shot. And Schultz with a second chance only finds the iron, even though he beat Smith. Ball knocked loose. Picked up by the Warriors, another hard shot. That goes wide, second chance goes wide again. And the ball's gonna bounce all the way through. Gonna be called an over and back. It's gonna be Stingers possession. 13:57 to play here in the first. Warriors leading 2-1 in the opening game of the Junior B Tier 2 crossover weekend here in 2026. As the Warriors pick up the missed pass possession, and a nice job there, defensive stick from Carr to knock the stick out of the hands and stop all momentum for the Warriors. As it's still loose. One-on-one, driven into the boards was Kinneberg. Through center, Warriors missed pass. Nonetheless, no one else is there at the moment. So the Warriors just trying to get something to happen. 6 left on the shot clock. Ball's still loose. Stingers just trying to pick it up. They finally do, and they're going to run it right through center. There's going to be an illegal substitution. We'll have our first penalty of the crossover weekend. And it's going to be the Stingers taking the first one. So the Warriors going to get the first power play look. Let's see what they can do. Stenson quarterbacking as it finds its way around. And a hard shot from Stenson at the top off a quick pass from Little. And that's a power play goal for the Warriors. You can make it 3-1. Well, once again, we thank you for tuning in here to NetFront Sports. My name is Keenan. Glad to have you with us on the network. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Be notified every single time we go live all season long and, of course, all crossover weekend long. Off the draw, loose ball picked up. Through center. Stingers looking to mount an offensive. Only down by 2, still quite early in this one. But you obviously don't want to get down by too many too early. Stingers running straight through center. Hard shot gets driven almost right into the iron is Oliver Ballaston. There's actually a penalty, delayed penalty coming up on the play here for the Stingers. It's now empty net for the Warriors as they're going to hold it on the delayed penalty call. Warriors on the 6-on-5. Ripper from outside. Grabbed. Rebound by the Warriors, and that one, Sawyer Smith is going to fall on it to get the whistle. And it's going to be another Warriors power play. For goaltender interference is going to be the call. So Ballaston, it's to sit in the sin bin for a couple minutes. As the Warriors, 1 for 1, looking to go 2 for 2. Around the outside, up at the top, Nestor. Schultz. Schultz hard shot as that misses by a couple inches. Continuing. And cutting across the crease was Schultz. Make them 2 for 2 as the Warriors take an early 4-1 lead. 11:27 to play in the first. What a cut across by Schultz. Off the draw, loose ball right in front of the Warriors bench. That's going to be picked up by the Stingers. It's the Stingers' hard shot and easily turned aside. Stingers regain the rebound. Cutting in, trying to use the body is Horges. Horges still holding. Now up high. Passes off and a hard fire by Miles Ballaston. As that one is going to go all the way down into Stingers territory once more. And Warriors possession here, 10:57 to play in the first. Warriors cutting across and scores! Rylan Hoshko puts it far side on Smith. And we're going to get an early goaltender change here for the Stingers, as they're going to pull Sawyer Smith after 5 goals against in the first 9 minutes and change. Morgan Gillespie is now going to get the call between the pipes. And just an unfortunate start to the weekend here for the Stingers. See if Gillespie can get them back in this one. Schultz with it again. Schultz trying to fire one. He's got like 4 defenders on him and kept it. And a nice job keeping it in the stick was White as he got knocked down. Stingers, though, able to regain. They're going to toss it into the close side corner and try and run it back up the floor. That one, bounce pass, is going to be grabbed by the Warriors as the Warriors come in. One shot turned aside. Scooped back up by the Warriors. Warriors coaching staff once again yelling at the team to slow it down a little bit, as they're keeping this a very fast-paced game. There's a shot from the outside, stopped by Gillespie. This Little was looking for a little more than an assist this time. Halfway through the first, we sit 5-1 Warriors lead. If you're just tuning in, good Saturday morning from here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta. We're inside the Next Source Center for the Junior B Tier 2 crossover weekend, as there's going to be a penalty now coming up on the play. This one's going to be the first one to the Warriors. Seven seconds on the shot clock. That one's going to get fired just wide, and with the shot clock expiring, it's going to be a cross-checking penalty coming up here to the Warriors. So the Stingers are going to get a look on the power play. Their first look. As Spencer Carr is going to start this one for the Stingers. Stingers slowly moving it around behind the net at the moment, now over in the far side corner. Back up top for Carr. Back down low, looking to cut in. And getting a shot off over on the far side was Ballaston. Stingers keep second shot from Horges. Doesn't find its way to the net. And the shot clock will expire. And the Warriors shorthanded now, getting an opportunity. Running it in, Gillespie with the stop. As the Warriors get the 8 seconds off the Stingers to regain possession. Warriors doing a great job so far of killing off this penalty. It's loose and now scooped up by Doka. Doka through center. Gets the stick rifled out of his hands. Impressive work from Gadbois. Through center to beat the 8 seconds. As the Stingers wind up, fire one. Ballaston once more. His ball is going to go all the way into the Warriors bench. They will award this possession to the Warriors. Only 30 seconds remaining on the penalty. Warriors have found a way to keep the Stingers hemmed in outside of about 2 or 3 shots. Warriors just killing time. Trying to take a shot. That catches a piece of Melanson and goes up into the netting, so Warriors get a fresh 30 to work with. As the penalty comes to an expiry, we're back to even strength. The Warriors getting a change as Schultz is going to come on now. Warriors trying to push in. Now back out to Smith at the top. Smith with a shot. And that one goes right into the stick of Gillespie. As they're going to say Gillespie held it for a little too long. So Warriors, Smith with the shot. As they're going to award it to the Stingers, and I believe it may have actually caught a piece of Gillespie, so that might be a little bit of a break there for the Stingers. As that one pops all the way into neutral territory. And now Verga brings it in off to Schultz. Schultz looking for another one, gets the shot off, and you could hear the iron here. Not sure if it may have come through the headset. So now the Warriors look to move back through center. They beat the 8 seconds. Warriors just trying to get it in deep, and a bit of a miscommunication turns it back over to the Stingers. As Coleman brings it in, dishes to Oliver Ballaston. Captain. Off to Fuhr. Fuhr has a couple Warriors defenders right on him. And driven down were the Warriors, and I believe there may be a penalty actually coming up here to Finn White. They're going to call him on a cross-check. And the Warriors going to head back to the PK again. And it's going to be Finn White that gets to sit for a couple. Kinneberg going to get it started again for the Stingers. He's going to make a quick pass off. Little fake out there as it moves over onto the far side. Stingers up top. Looking to break the Warriors' 5-goal run that they're on right now. Nice save. Grabbed out of midair by the Stingers. Fresh 30 to work with. Stingers holding down low, hard shot. That one gets stopped up. as that one bounces right into the Warriors bench. It's going to be Stinger's ball. With just over 5 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Winding, firing, catches a piece of a defender. Ball sits loose. Scooped up by the Stingers. Still another minute and 11 seconds of power play time to go. The Stingers looking to get settled in now as that pass is going to be picked off by the Warriors as they're going to move it through center. Now it's going to be an open lane for Beeler. Beeler puts it just wide. As loose ball. The Warriors just moving their feet a little better than the Stingers early in this one. Picking up a lot more of the loose ball opportunities over the Stingers. Mountain View will have to figure out how to hem that in going into the second. As we sit with about another 4:15 to go as the shot clock comes to an expiry. So 4:10 left on the period clock and 20 seconds left in the penalty. As the Stingers move it through, they have time for one last offensive possession. It's the Stingers. Loose ball. Picked up. Looking to get a shot off. As the penalty is going to come to an expiry, they do get a shot off, but it gets nothing but the post. As moving back through center. Stingers maintain possession back on the 5-on-5. Looking to wind up, fires one. Ball popped free right to a teammate as the Warriors now moving back in. One-on-one opportunity, long shot, second chance opportunity maybe. It does not go in. So my apologies, the camera just decided to have a moment. Stingers in center, 3 minutes to go in the opening frame. Little spin move. Trying to shake off his man and getting a shot off. Nice work by Ballaston. As the Warriors regain in their own zone, they're going to move it up the floor quickly. They're going to move it in, looking, little spin move, and a nice open ice. I've been watching a little too much hockey recently. Open floor hit. Another open floor hit. They're going to award it to the Stingers as the Warriors maybe throwing that hit as a little bit of payback. It's Verga. With that hit and coming back in a little bit of pain is Lowen Florence as the Stingers end up scoring down the other way. The Stingers using that more as fuel to the fire and breaking the Warriors' five-goal run that they were on after hemming them in for a little bit. It's 5-2 with 2:08 to play in the first. Schultz gains possession for the Warriors. Spin move looking to cut in. Jumping shot. He just had a couple toes in the crease. And immediately after the whistle, the Stingers lose the possession off a hit by the Warriors. Is now they're going to award possession back to Edmonton. And driven hard into the boards and down was a Warrior. I think it was Carson Schultz. Warriors maintaining possession in the close side corner. Now behind the net with it, looking to cut around. getting a shot off as the shot clock comes to an expiry. Warriors bench yelling there was no reset, and they are correct. There was not a reset there, and the reasoning, I don't quite know why, but there's going to be a penalty coming up on the play here to the Warriors. So they're going to call it a slash. They're actually going to give them 4 minutes here. You give them 2 for slashing and 2 for holding. So the Stingers going to go on an extended power play. As they finally get it up on the board. So that will take us through the remainder of the first into the second. Barring 2 quick succession goals from the Stingers. The Stingers have the momentum their way at the moment. Fresh off that goal as we enter the final 60 seconds of the first. Shot stopped up, loose, scooped up. It's Parks passing off. Looking to fire one is Ballaston. And a backdoor opportunity. Didn't fool anyone. It's the Stingers with it. Shot off the shoulder into the close side corner. 30 seconds to go. Stingers keeping it slowed down. As Carr dishes off. Now another ripper of a shot. Misses the net and goes off the boards. That's going to be an over and back as that goes all the way down. 17.7 to go here in the first. Warriors just have to kill this 17. It's easy if they don't go for anything, which they immediately did. 6 seconds left, looking to maybe try and regain some momentum. Heading into the break is a quick shot. It goes out, and that's going to do it. As there is going to be a penalty right at the 20-minute mark of this one. So coming into the second, it's going to be a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, followed by a short additional 41-second power play for the Warriors. Well, you're watching NetFront Sports. My name is Keenan. 5-2, the Warriors lead over the Stingers through 20 from here in the NextSource Center in Sylvan Lake for the Junior B Tier 2 crossover weekend. Well, welcome back inside the NetSource Center, rink number 2 for game number 1 of the crossover weekend here between the Mountain View Stingers and the Edmonton Warriors. Through the first 20 minutes, the Warriors leading the Stingers by a score of 5-2. Right at the end of the period, the Stingers end up taking a 2-minute holding call. So we'll play some 4-on-4 action for the 2 minutes, followed by a 41-second power play still for the Stingers off of the 4-minute penalty that the Warriors received in the dying minutes of the first. Well, once again, we thank you for tuning in. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action this morning. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Be notified every single time we go live throughout crossover weekend from both arenas. I'm covering this arena all day, and my business partner Eric, he'll be covering rink number 1 for you for the rest of the day as well. Next game coming up is going to be, I believe it's the Renegades versus the Rage at 11 a.m. That game from rink number 1. But right now we're about to get into second period action between the Warriors and the Stingers as they reset the penalties on the clock. As the penalties finally up on the board, and we are back underway as Schultz just whips it into the zone as he gets pinched off on the far side. Warriors with the possession, looking to get an early one. That one stopped up by Gillespie. It's 4-on-4. Warriors looking to use some of that extra space on the floor on this offensive possession as Schultz misses the initial pass, and he gets pinched off by Scott. Pass off and looking to rip one down low. That one stopped up by Gillespie as well, as he's going to scoop it back to himself and get a shot clock reset, and that's going to be the 4 seconds for the goaltender, and that one's going to get coughed up to the Warriors now. Warriors fire one on. Gillespie trying to come out to pick that one up, and instead gets met with a flying Warrior. Trying to catch exactly who that was. As that was Josh Little. Putting the Warriors up once again by 4. It's 6-2. Still another minute and 6 seconds of 4-on-4 time remains. As they're going to say the Warriors jumped the start. As the Stingers look to mount an offensive possession. They've got the numbers, and that pass went over top of everybody, kept by the Stingers. Cross floor. And they're saying it was through the crease. So the Warriors not going to try and force anything that they don't have to. So Warriors check the clock. Virga seeing what he's got to work with. 15 seconds on the shot clock. There's a penalty coming up on the play to the Stingers. As the Warriors were just holding it there in the middle for a little bit too long. So it's going to be an illegal substitution call. On the Stingers. So we'll have a bit of 4-on-3 action here for a short period of 22 seconds. It's the Warriors Hard shot from outside. Gillespie stops it up and slows it down as he allows Ballaston to just scoop it up as the Warriors knocked it loose. Gillespie almost scooped it back into his own net. As now we're back 4-on-4 Warriors with one shot, maybe two. They get a second one off. Warriors maintaining another fresh 30 to work with. Smith passing off. Ballantyne trying to cut in and go down low. Ball loose, scooped up, and now that one's going to be ripped through center for the Stingers. As Carr in all alone getting a shot off, and that one's going to be turned aside. So now the Warriors on the power play for about 50 seconds. Well, maybe not. And as I say that, the Warriors are immediately going to take a penalty for cross-checking. So going to be 4-on-4 again for another 48 seconds, followed by a shortened Stingers power play. Stingers on the outside. Looking to push in is Ballaston. He got a little bit of help from Parks for a second. Wasn't enough to clear enough space. Dished off onto the close side. Finds his way free and keeping. As Florence finds a way to cut in. And on the 4-on-4, the Stingers regain one and cut the lead down to 3. Florence was a bit shaken up in the first after that hit on the far side boards. Looks to not have phased him coming into the second. So Warriors just scoop it backwards. They're looking to move it up. It's a 4-on-2 right this second. Trying to get it was Smith. And they're going to award that one to the Stingers as it went up into the netting off a Smith stick. As now the Stingers penalty comes to an expiry. So the Stingers back on the power play for a minute. Hard shot from the outside. Catches the rebound. That one knocked loose. Another chance. Kept out. Now up high is Horges. Cross. Hard shot scores. Miles Ballaston with the power play goal. And the Stingers have now cut the Warriors' 4-goal lead in half. As Ballaston's hard shot, I thought he caught more of a piece of Decker than he actually probably did. As it sounded painful. So we're back 5-on-5. Even strength for the first time in this period. 15:45 to go. Stingers knock it loose. They're looking to maintain the momentum on a 2-goal run, getting a shot off. That one goes just wide and up into the center. Stingers swat it back in. And now the Warriors through center all the way down. 2-on-1 opportunity shot. And Gillespie makes the stop and knocked down hard was White. It's now the Stingers through center. Nice job on the reverse hit to keep the momentum going for the Stingers. Stingers' hard shot goes just wide. So that one's going to go over and back. It's the Warriors looking in front for Ballantyne as Mountain View regains. Carr checking his 6 as he brings it into the zone. In the Warriors' end. Florence passes down. They're actually going to award possession now to the Warriors. I believe that was a hand pass, but I may be incorrect. Warriors beat the 8 seconds. They go down low. Cross floor, misses, loose, picked up. Gadbois, Ballantyne. Back across, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ballantyne with the shot. That went wide. Gillespie scoops it up. Stingers backhanded through center. That ball still loose and finally picked up by the Warriors. And they're going to call a penalty here on the Warriors for slash. So 2 minutes slashing to Hunter Gadbois, and the Stingers have an opportunity to cut the lead down yet again after that last power play marker. Ballaston dishes off, regains. Looking to cut across in front of the net. Lots of sticks in the way. As Ballaston helps Ballaston, the brothers helping one another. As a stick broke on the play. Now the Warriors through center. Warriors giving some assistance to one another. Stingers almost pushed them back over. Trying to force the over and back. But now the Stingers looking with some momentum back the other way. Wide open and scores! Riley Mellinson. Power play goal. And the Stingers on a heater to start the second. Cuts it down to 6-5. .12:57 to play in the middle frame. The Stingers seem to be finding their way now. As that one gets knocked out of the stick. And just goes over on the over and back. The Warriors pick it up and bring it in. Warriors looking to find something offensively here. They've been stifled ever since that early goal here in the second. Ballantyne does get a shot off, and a nice stop by Gillespie. Osman gained that rebound over in the far side corner. Driven down. Warriors maintain. Cutting around the net. And fire one right into the shoulder of Gillespie as now the Stingers with possession through center. It's knocked loose right in front of us. And the Warriors regain. A long shot. Easy stop for Gillespie. Stingers through center. Get cut off. Ball gets knocked loose. Warriors back with it again. And again, the Stingers with it. A lot of back and forth here at the moment. As the Stingers now looking to slow it down a little bit. Looking for a shot. It's a bit of pushing and shoving now off the play. As referees are going to get in there and break it up. So it looks like they may be sending them both. So it looks like they're just discussing here. So all the referees in together. See what the official call is. So it's going to be a 2-minute rough to the Warriors and a 2-minute cross check to the Stingers. It will be Warriors ball. And it will be a bit more 4-on-4 action here in the second. Just under 11 to play in the second. Warriors get it on Gillespie. As Gillespie sends it up through center. Running with it is Scott. Scott, spin move. Tries to get it on, knocked free by the Warriors. Warriors now through center. Warriors moving it around from pretty far out. Now directing some traffic, looking to cut in and cut up top. Bouncing shot, scores. That's Hunter Gadbois as he restores the Warriors' 2-goal lead. As we close in on the halfway point of the opening contest here for Tier 2 crossover weekend. 7-5 the Warriors with the lead over the Stingers. It's the Stingers with possession. Looking to slow it down and be a little more methodical moving into the second half of this contest. Ball fell in between the feet of Carr. He scooped it back up as now a hard shot from far out. There's actually a couple of them that ended up hitting defenders. I think it actually hit the same defender as Avery Stenson. Was right up at Carr's face and waves a finger at him like, nah, you're not getting a shot off today. Good defensive effort by the Warriors. 9.5 to play in the second. Warriors turned aside Gillespie. Ballantyne picks it up. Ballantyne rips one and finds the twine. 8-5 Warriors. Well, if the first half of this period went to the Stingers, the second half so far favoring Edmonton. There's 10 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. So momentarily we'll be back to even strength. Well, I guess technically 4-on-4 is even strength, but be back to 5-on-5. As was won a little bit too cleanly by Nesters. That goes deep into Warriors territory. As now we're back to the 5-on-5. As cutting across the net right into the crest of Gillespie. As Stenson gets into it with a stinger. As now the Stingers back the other way, looking for a shot off and making the stop. Mellenson was looking to cut that lead back to 2. As the Warriors take a shot that goes just wide and bounces all the way down the floor, over and back. Stingers ball, 8:26 to play. As there's going to be a high hit on the play, as Finn White just came steamrolling in on Tyler Kinneberg. So we'll see what the penalty on the play is. It's going to be a 2-minute cross check on the play. This car restarts for the Stingers. Stingers already with a couple power play goals in this game. Looking strong on the special teams with the extra man. And backdoor, making it count in 16 seconds. The Stingers find a way to cut the lead to 2. As there's going to be a penalty on the play, and the Warriors bench up in arms. As right off the face-off there, as the Stinger goes down, referee's arm flew up in the air faster than the Artemis II left Earth. Stingers on the delayed penalty. You got 4 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get one on at least, as that one goes over, and that's going to do it. As the Warriors going to sit in the sin bin once again. As they're going to call it a 2-minute slashing on Nestor. Well, make it at least 3 power play goals for the Stingers. Let's see if they can make it more. As they're back on the man advantage. Ball finds its way over to the far side for Carr. Carr up top for Ballaston. Ballaston tries to cut in. He elects to pass it back to Carr, who goes back up to the top. And now looking to wind up was Horges. As Horges finally does, as a Warrior in front. Looks to scoop back up, but instead picked up by Ballaston. And that one ends up in the stick of Stenson as he moves it up the floor. Looking to pass back to some reinforcements. So the Warriors just trying to kill off some more time. Down low is Stenson, cutting into the middle and finds a way. Short-handed goal for the Warriors, makes it 9-6. Finds his way through a lot of traffic. The traffic may have caught Gillespie off guard from where he shot it from. 9-6, Warriors. Off the face-off, loose in front. That one now down into Stingers territory. In the close side corner, 2-on-1 battle. Stingers have the numbers, but a second Warrior scoops in to scoop it up. Warriors up top. Almost nearing the middle. Now cutting back down low. Remember, Warriors still short-handed for another 35 seconds. As now the 30-second shot clock comes to an expiry. As we will have a goaltender water break here with 6:02 to play in the second period. Well, my name is Keenan. You're watching NetFront Sports. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Notified every time we go live throughout crossover weekend, as well as all season long for Junior B Tier 1, Senior B action, and Alberta Major Female action. Still another 30 seconds of the power play remaining here for the Stingers as they get the possession off of the goaltender water break. Ballaston cutting in, looking to go far side with it. Ball loose. Picked up by the Stingers, maintained possession. Now up top, Carr. Looking down low, cross crease pass. Intended for Ballaston. Now loose in the middle, capped in by Carr. Penalty comes to an expiry. We're back 5-on-5. Ballaston spin move. Holding. Spins off, one, maybe two, trying to get a shot off, goes just over the net, picked up behind the net by the Stingers as they look to pass back in front as the ball ends up bouncing into the Stingers bench as they had the door open for a change. Five minutes to play in the second period. Looking right out in front now as circling back around is Hoshko. Gadbois. Now pass off, fires is Little. Goes wide as that one is going to be an over and back. This possession goes back to the Stingers. Will start over in the far side corner with Florence. Florence runs it behind, weighs his options of where to go. Behind the net, and a diving shot from behind the net gets stopped up. As I don't think they were ready to get it going there. Referee blows the whistle a couple times. As now the Warriors will start it back up. 4 minutes, 15 to go. Slowing it down. And there'll be an illegal substitution on the play. As the Warriors bench is contesting this penalty here. Referee holding his ground, saying they had 6. The Warriors bench trying to say they didn't. So we'll be back on a Stingers power play. So now they're going to send a guy over. Robinson is going to go sit. And now the Stingers. looking to continue their special teams dominance in this game, looking backdoor, and that one is going to be kept out. Warriors possession now. Through center. Slowing it down. Smith with it. Smith spins off, clears up some room for Ballantyne. Ballantyne gets knocked down. And Gillespie is going to send that back up through center for the Stingers. Holding, slowing it, Kinneberg. Back up top for Kinneberg. Far side boards now. Back over to the close side. It's Ballaston. Sorry, my apologies. Had the wrong number. That was Florence. Now hard shot from Carr. Catches a piece of a defender en route to the net. And that's going to be a 30-second shot clock violation. Warriors possession. They move it through center. Looking to just drive his way in. Back behind the net. Still holds. Stingers just trying to knock it loose and not getting any luck. Warriors now. Schultz. Smith. 3 seconds on the shot clock. He gets one on net, gets a reset. 14 remaining in the illegal substitution penalty, and about 2:20 remaining on the game clock here for the second. As that pass intended for Smith goes all the way down the floor. Be called on the over and back. And we're back to even strength. As that shot, rebound goes loose, sitting in front of the Stingers bench. As Carr sends it far side for Fuhr. Fuhr trying to spin around Verga. As he gets a shot off Verga, falling on the play, and the Stingers cut the lead back down to 2 with 1:52 to go in the second. (9-7) Warriors leading the Stingers. You're watching NetFront Sports. Thank you so much for tuning in to this morning's matchup. In about 10 minutes time, we've got another game starting up. It's going to be the Renegades versus the Rage, kicking off action on the other floor here in the arena. Is that one deep in the territory of the Warriors? As the Stingers just trying to knock it loose, the Warriors maintain possession, get it across just in time for the 8 seconds. Player gets knocked down. No penalty on the play. Diving shot by the Warriors. Lots going on right now on the floor. As that one is going to be, was going to be over and back on the Warriors. As that ball ends up hitting somebody on the bench. Stingers possession, minute 13. Trying to clear it over, they do. Stingers down low is Carr. Carr with a shot, nails the iron. So that's going to bounce all the way back down to Gillespie. And it's going to be picked up by Coleman. Through center. Brought in by Ballaston. 46 seconds to play in the second. Winding, firing from out far. Catches a defender. The Stingers keep another shot. That one actually does end up catching a piece. Gets the reset, but it's not going to matter as now Stenson has it for the Warriors. And he's going to call a timeout with 17.7. 17.7 to go in the second. Warriors going to call a timeout. as it appears it's more just for a break in the action than anything. Very smart move by the Warriors coaching staff. So I apologize that the score bug seems to be having a couple issues here, as now we're back underway. Warriors just looking to hold for as long as they can and run the play. Warriors on the outside looking. Smith in front was looking maybe for the rebound, and ball loose over in the far side corner, and that will kill off the remainder of the time here in the second. Well, through 40 minutes, Warriors leading the Stingers 9-7. You're watching NetFront Sports. We'll be back with the third. Well, welcome back inside the NetSource Center. Third period action about to get underway here between the Edmonton Warriors and the Mountain View Stingers. Through the first 40 minutes, the Warriors up 9-7 after a very early 5-goal run in the first for the Warriors, and then followed by a Stingers run to nearly tie this one. Been going nearly tit for tat since then, as we sit 9-7 for the final 20 minutes of the opening game here. Of Tier 2 crossover weekend. As the Stingers with the initial possession. Now the Warriors regain. Dished off to Smith. Now down low. Warriors trying, moving it in and looking to scoop it in, and they do. We'll see if they call this off, though. They're going to call it no goal. I believe they're saying he had a foot in the crease. So no goal, and that's a good break by the Stingers, or for the Stingers, I should say. Is just barely isn't able to beat the 8-second violation. So the Warriors are going to go back to work on the offensive. The outside hard shot turned aside by Gillespie. And that ball ends up in the Stingers bench. Stingers cross the half. Passing off to the captain. Ballaston. He's going to pass off. And now up top is Fuhr. Looking to cut in, hard shot. That one stopped up, and now the Warriors look at a fast break back over. It's Stenson. Stenson's spin move. He gets knocked down. Warriors maintaining possession. Rip a shot. And ended up not passing the goal line. It beat Gillespie. Hit the post, bounced off of Gillespie, and then just wouldn't bounce past the goal line. As the Stingers grab it in front of the Warriors bench and get a shot off as he's falling. Good attempt by Florence. As the Warriors pass goes way out. Now with it up top. Stingers, they want to strike first in this period. Striking first cuts this Warrior lead in half, pulls them within a single goal. Even down by 2, anything could happen. As now hard through center and driven into. Nice defensive effort by Coleman to knock the ball loose as he's going to pick it up and run it back the other way, left to right. Coleman dishes off. Kinneberg to Carr. Carr fires one towards the net, catches a defender's stick en route, tries again, and it gets turned aside. Ball knocked loose by the Stingers. Warriors had enough help that they were able to clear it in time. As now Gillespie sends it all the way down the floor once more. Goalie's playing a little bit of hot potato here, it seems. It's ball loose, picked up by the Stingers. runs it into center. Looking to pass off to Horges. He now picks it up, gets some help. Behind the back pass to Carr. Carr fires one just wide. 4 seconds left on the shot clock as the ball is going to go all the way back down into Stingers territory. Warriors, couple quick passes, get a shot off that ends up in the netting. Went off the floor, so it's going to be awarded back to the Stingers. So that one just gets sent through center. Carr gets knocked down, and they'll call it an over and back. And it's a good heads-up play by Gadbois to pick up where all the players were. Ballantyne. The quick shot from Little. Another shot from Little. It's the Warriors on the outside. Looking down low. Schultz. Wines fires one and went off the face mask. It went all the way actually down the floor back into Warriors territory. And that one moves back down now into the Stinger side. Now it's going to move back the other way for the Warriors. Apologize for some of the internet issues that we're having. The joys of public infrastructure. Nice shot from the Stingers on the power play here. Warrior gets knocked down. It's now back the other way. Ball rolls to Gillespie. Now in the stick of Ballaston. Ballaston passes off. Regains. Now back across. Another 35 seconds left of power play time. Ballaston behind the back shot. Missed the net. He regains 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot goes wide. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and the Warriors just going to use as much as they could. It's the Warriors now with possession through center. Down in the Stinger zone. Smith with it. Back even strength. Fires one as Gadbois, fresh out of the box, hit a body en route and gets one more shot off just in time, but it does not reach anywhere near the net. As ball goes all the way back down into neutral territory where the Warriors, fresh off the bench, are going to pick it up. Bring it back in for another offensive pressure. And Gadbois will find the twine this time. And the Warriors, they're actually going to call this goal back, too. A legal substitution. Tyson Smith is not impressed right now. He's wondering what's going on here. So the Warriors, an unfortunate break. The Warriors will go back on the penalty kill. 11:40 to go here in the third. Stingers still down by a couple. Right up top. And they find a way to get it in as Miles Ballaston cuts across the crease, throws it in, catches most of the goaltender, but not all of it. Another power play goal for the Stingers. Pulls them within a single goal with over half the period to go. Warriors with the possession, looking to get it right back as Ballantyne was hovering, just trying to get it in. Ballantyne maintained off to Stenson. Stenson with a shot that goes wide. Now another opportunity. That one scooped backwards. As in center, they're just trying to get it down low. Schultz gets a shot off. It doesn't reach the goaltender. And that ball is going to go out of play. That will be Stinger's ball. 10:41 to play here in the third. Stingers now with it down low. They don't have the numbers, looking to get the reinforcements out. 9-8. Stingers have pulled within one. Been trailing for most of this game, as that pass ends up only hitting the netting. So now that one's going to be brought back down by Stenson. Stenson, little spin move to get around his defender. So now he's going to hold and wait. Tyson Smith telling him to slow it down. He's going to go for a change off. Ballantyne with it. Now up top, Gadbois now down low. Hard shot goes just wide. Picked up by the Stingers. Just over or under half the period to play. The Stingers only trailing by a single at this point. Just looking for that lucky break. Carr finally is able to get it off. Now looking to wind up, gets around his man on a fake shot. Tried to pick up his own rebound, wasn't able to. That one picked up, and now the Warriors moving back quick the other way. Warriors have the numbers, 2-on-1. Looking, firing, gets a piece of the goaltender, goes wide. Now out in front, hard shot. As the Stingers regain, that's Doka. Doka crosses the half. He's being covered quite harshly over on the far side. Finally gets some help. As the Stingers pass it around, Carr slows it down. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pass back over. Spin move, they've got to make a shot. They get one, and it's not going to be on net like they needed. And they will call for a goaltender water break. With 8:33 to go here in the third and final period in the opening game of 2026 Tier 2 crossover weekend. Once again, my name is Keenan. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Notified every time we go live for the entirety of crossover weekend and the season itself in Junior B Tier 1. Warriors with the possession. Back from the goaltender, water break, as Schultz is going to cut in and go for a jumping shot. Gillespie read it the whole way. As Gillespie gets taken out, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. As Schultz is told, you're going to the box, and he asks the referee, really? Well, unfortunately, you bowled over their goaltender in the crease. That is a penalty for goaltender interference. And they're going to call it a 5-minute major. So the Stingers will have a lot of time to work with here, as they only trail by one major penalty. This is a perfect opportunity for the Stingers. They've been strong on the power play. Half their goals have come on special teams. So the Warriors pick it up in the defensive zone, look to clear it. So the Warriors able to pick it up. A diving shot. He stepped right in the crease. And I think they're actually calling a penalty here to the Warriors again. They're actually calling him for 4 minutes here on 2 separate penalties. So if you're the Stingers, this is a, well, prime opportunity. This is a long 5-on-3. 4 minutes of 5-on-3. The Stingers have lots of extra room, lots of extra bodies to work with. And a nice save by the Warriors. As that one goes right through center. And all the way back down now. And the Warriors strip the Stingers of it again. Warriors trying to keep the defensive pressure on. There's going to be a penalty coming up on the play as well. There's going to be a cross check coming up now to the Stingers. So a rare 4-on-3 opportunity here. And it's going to be a long 4-on-3. As the Warriors will get it started. As getting a shot off was Little. He got a stick kind of wrapped around him. The Warriors bench was hoping for a holding call there. They did not get one. Stingers. Spin move, stepped in the crease. Good defensive effort by the Warriors. As the Warriors clear it just in time. There's 1 minute left here in the 4-on-3. Is now in the center. Trying to get some help. Finally clears it as Stenson's just going to rip one towards the net. That one goes wide. It's going to be a 30-second shot clock violation and a over and back simultaneously. Stinger still on the power play. Just a 4-on-3 at the moment. As is trying to cut in, and a good defensive effort by the Warriors to make sure Ballaston couldn't get his shot off. Little spin move. Warriors keep moving it in. As now a shot by Ballantyne ended up just in front of the goaltender. Warriors bring it back in. Penalty about to expire to the Stingers. And we're back to the 5-on-3. Still another minute 21 of 5-on-3 time. So now the Stingers want to make something happen here. With 4 power play goals already, you got to think that it's now or never to tie this game. For Mountain View, they regain, running it back in, getting a shot off. That one gets stopped. Looking to try and pick up the rebound. Still loose in the feet of everybody. And finally, the referee is going to call it and give possession to the Stingers. This ball is going to bounce out into the Warriors bench. That ball will be awarded back to the Warriors. Smith brings it in. Still 30 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Smith gets it knocked loose. Warriors, though, still pick it up. Warriors trying to find a way around. They're just going to opt to dump it in, and Ballantyne ended up picking that one up and getting a shot off from up close. As now it's a 5-on-4 as the 4-minute penalty expires. Still 25 seconds left in the 5-minute major. Stingers have the time. 3.5 to play. Now or never. Wines, fires, stopped up. Stingers regain. Far side shot. That one cut a piece of the goaltender and popped back out. As now we're back to even strength. And shot fire scores! Just as the penalty expires, the Stingers tie this game at 9s, 3:05 to play in the third. Warriors gain possession, looking to come back up. This is the first time the Warriors have not led since about the 5-minute mark of the first period. Warriors pick up the loose ball in their own zone, move it through the middle. Back and forth. 5-on-5, 2.5 to play in regulation. Looking to drop down as a shot from Ballantyne as he cuts in. Warriors pick up the loose ball, maintaining possession. 2:10 to play in regulation. As they're just going to dump it back in. 30-second shot clock is going to expire. 2:09 to go. Stingers in through center. Doka just drops it off. It's Ballaston to his brother. And now finds his way back out up top. Long shot as Ballaston tried to come in to pick up the rebound. Ball still loose in the close side corner. Warriors have it, move it through center. There was actually a grab of the jersey there that the referee did not catch. As the Warriors fire one on net. Stopped by Gillespie. Minute and a half to play. Stingers quickly through center. That one misses everyone. Chasing after it is Fuhr. Fuhr driven into the boards. He's being rubbed out. Get some help. Stenson. Now off to Little. Little with the shot. And now in center. Warriors just trying to pick it up. 32 seconds to play in regulation. As now we'll get a timeout called by the Warriors with 28.0 to play in the third. Well, my name is Keenan, and you're watching NetFront Sports. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first game here of Crossover Weekend. .28 seconds to play. Warriors with the ball. They're going to kill off a bunch of time, as there's more time on the shot clock than the game clock. Warriors are just going to wait to run their play. Otherwise, they're going to just head to overtime. Don't risk the unnecessary, or don't take an unnecessary risk to lose the extra point if you can. As the Stingers trying to pick it up, and the Warriors, there's actually .1 seconds left on the clock, so they're just going to finish it and let it run. So 9-9 tie here in game number one. We're going to head to some overtime very shortly. Who thought you'd get some extra lacrosse right to start your Saturday morning? I'll tell you, when I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning, I wasn't expecting to be heading to overtime this early in the crossover weekend. So the teams are sorting their strategies out. Head coach Lane Foshaw giving the Stingers a couple words of encouragement there at the bottom of your screen. Warriors getting some from their coach and staff as well. Still 1 minute until we head over to overtime. Final discussions. They'll stop the clock now here a little bit early, so we're going to head to overtime. It's going to be 5 minutes of OT here inside the Next Source Center, game number one of the Tier 2 crossover weekend. As they're still trying to reset the clock here. Everybody was in position already. So 5 minutes on the clock, and they're going to call a jump start for the Stingers. Warriors going to get the first possession of overtime. Next goal wins it, otherwise it's a tie. Cuts in, steps inside the crease, is Little. Possession going to swap back over to the Stingers. Stingers looking to push up. Ballaston Ballaston looking to use his size to push in. He's going to elect to cut back instead. Pass down low behind the net. It's a diving shot. Ended up in the stick of the goaltender. There's going to be a penalty coming up on the play. This referee's arm is in the air. As the Warriors bring it across center. Warriors trying to cut in as Smith was wide open, just couldn't catch the pass from Schultz. Under just past 4 minutes to play. Schultz fires one, catches the goaltender, and up into the netting. It's a penalty to the Stingers in overtime, something you don't want to happen. It's going to be a 2-minute cross check with 3:52 to play. So Warriors on the power play, looking to finish this game once and for all. Warriors playing it around the outside, hard shot. That one pops up and right into the benches. Stingers, Carr with it now. Carr checking what's beside him. Remember, Stingers shorthanded. Looking to cut in. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Carr still holding it up high. 6 seconds. Trying to find their way to push in. They can't in time. Shot clock is going to come to an expiry. And back through center we go for the Warriors. Ballantyne slowing it down. 1 minute left on the power play. 2:45 to go in overtime. Wines fires one, and Gillespie off of him into the netting. Warriors possession. Looking to wind up are the Warriors. From far outside is Nestor. Gillespie gets all of it. Stingers back left to right. Through center. And the Warriors pick up the loose ball. They're going to bring it in. Knocked down, but finds its way to Schultz anyway. Schultz looking to get a shot off. He gets one off right into the stick of Gillespie. Stingers now with it. And they're going to award this back to the Warriors on the 8-second violation. As now we're back to even strength. The Stingers have killed off the penalty. Minute 45 to go in OT. Gillespie picks that one up as he's going to send that one all the way down the floor. That one hits the netting. And the Warriors, quick shot, scores! Aiden Ballantyne finds a way to get it in. And the Warriors will take the win over the Mountain View Stingers to open up crossover weekend here in Sylvan Lake. Your final score from the Next Source Center for game number 1 of crossover weekend, 10-9 Warriors taking down the Mountain View Stingers. Well, my name is Keenan. Thank you so much for tuning into NetFront Sports. Be sure to stay tuned into the network right now. We know there's some technical issues right now over in our other rink, so we apologize. We are working actively to fix them. Renegades and the Rage, As coming up right after that, as I'm just double checking, it should be at noon. It is. It will be the Yeti versus the Axemen. I've got that call for you here in less than a half hour's time, so be sure to stay tuned on the network. You're watching NetFront Sports. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.